All right, good morning, everybody in KW Milwaukee on a beautiful Tuesday, May 18th. I hope everybody is having a phenomenal start to their week and a phenomenal start to their day. It is going to be a gorgeous week. I think it's getting up to the 80s here in Milwaukee. So hope you guys are having an awesome start to your week. All right, so jumping into it. Lots of chatter on the airwaves, lots of chatter about masks, and masks. And so here's kind of our stance on it, right? Our mask update for across our three locations from Lake Country to KW Innovation to over in North Shore is we will no longer require or mandate masks within the offices. As local mask ordinances continue to be repealed. I know Whitefish Bays and Shorewoods was repealed last night. I believe Tosa's will be probably repealed today. And here's our stance on it: is we kindly request that you follow CDC guidelines and recommended non-vaccinated individuals to be good neighbors and mask up. Real, straightforward. We've kind of. I project Sendix is following the same thing. Starbucks has already done it. Trader Joe's is, and we, believe that based on the way that COVID rates are going and things like that, that we can safely operate. One of the things I did want to share with this group that was shared with me from the North Shore Health Department yesterday, ahead of the Whitefish Bay Village Board meeting. And unfortunately, I don't have this for Lake Country or Toast Elm Grove Brookfield, but I think it's a good indicator, right? Is if you just look here at max vaccination rates within the North Shore communities alone, and this is the percentage of individuals over the age of 16 with their first vaccination shot, highly large percentage of the population now is what is getting close to herd immunity. And so we believe it's now safe to operate within our spaces without masks. And, I would ask if you have questions, comments, or concerns, please direct them to myself, Diana, when Mandy comes back. We want to be good partners for you. And we want to be good representatives for your clients. And we want to make sure that everyone feels safe within the spaces and know that we continue with regular cleaning schedules across all three locations to mitigate any sort of liability that may be out there. But I did want to, as lots of things are coming up on the airwaves, I did want to kind of start the meeting out with this and just kind of put this out there so that people feel comfortable. Again, feedback, good, bad, negative, whatever it may be. My door is always open. My phone is always on. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. We want to be great partners for you and your clients. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions. All right, cool. Now jumping into it, we've touched a lot about mission, our vision, our belief system, our values, and our perspective, and our mission statement around Red Day, and tying our mission statement to building careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, legacies worth leaving, right? And I would really, really hone in on the last three of our mission statement: lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. And the reason why I do that is, last week we had an unbelievable opportunity to give back to two incredible organizations. And one of the things that I didn't really understand, or it didn't hit me going into it, was two of these organizations serve people in similar fashions. And what I mean by that is, whether it was Mr. Bob's Under the Bridge or whether it was Zacharias Acres, both of them had a common theme throughout this year's Red Day. And the common theme was they wanted to care for those who feel as if not everyone loves them or not everyone cares for them, and they want people to feel valued. I think that was my biggest takeaway. Whether Mr. Bob or Terry from Zacharias Acres, their biggest mission was they want everyone to feel valued in this world. And I thought it was super cool that we were able to give back to two different organizations with parallel missions around making people feel valued. And it was an incredible day. I'm just going to share with a quick little recap. Zacharias Acres, we had roughly in total throughout the day, we had 70 volunteers who showed up last week Thursday to give back on Zacharias Acres. And for just a little bit of backstory, guys, Zacharias Acres is a 150-acre farm out in Oconomowoc that serves individuals with special needs, right? To make them feel valued. They have raised garden beds. Everything is wheelchair accessible. They have a wheelchair accessible house, tree house, things like that. And we were able to take, thank you to the group of 70 who came out for Red Day out at Zacharias Acres last week, Thursday, to give back to paint chicken coops, to weed, to burn brush piles, to we even had Hartford Union High School had a class of special needs kids out there that we had a group of individuals walking them around. And it was an incredibly fulfilling day. It was phenomenal, and to see the impact that Zacharias Acres has on the community, especially with special needs and making people feel valued, was phenomenal. So, guys, for the 70 of those who were able to come out, and for those of you who weren't, thank you for everything you've done to pour back to Zacharias Acres. It was an incredible day. It was a ton of fun outside on a beautifully gorgeous day. And thank you for everyone who participated with Zacharias Acres on May 13th. Now, next up, we also were very fortunate to shout out to big shout out to Kevin Matson for hooking us up with the connection to Zacharias Acres. And Kevin's right here within this photo for those of you who have not had the opportunity to meet him. But shifting gears a little bit, guys, we also had an unbelievable opportunity to serve another organization, which was Mr. Bob's Under the Bridge, which serves the homeless people within Milwaukee, right? And Mr. Bob came on and talked about how making those people feel valued and giving them love and support when many people have written them off. And unbelievable response to this group and what you've done in terms of donations. In the North Shore, we took on so many donations that last week we had to move everything over to Float Life because it was overflowing into closings. And in Lake Country, I know it took up one of the entire offices. And we tried to gather all the things in 2 pickup trucks. And the good news, bad news. The great news is there was so much stuff that we actually couldn't put it all in 2 pickup trucks. So we have to have a trailer that we're going to load everything in up this week, and we're going to take it up to Mr. Bob's Under the Bridge kind of sorting center. But here's kind of where I could use your help. If you're interested, we need about 3 to 4 volunteers this week, Thursday at 5:15 p.m. Rick Stale is going to grab all the stuff from Lake Country. He's going to head over to North Shore, and we're going to load everything up into a trailer. And we could really use the help of 3 or 4 people to help us caravan up to the Ozaukee County Nonprofit Center to meet Mr. Bob and help sort out the donations. Really, your total time invested would be about from 5 p.m. and the mission will be complete by 7 p.m. It's 2 hours out of your day. So if you're interested in if we could get 3 or 4 volunteers to help us with this, we would sincerely appreciate it. Please shoot me a note or drop me a note in the chat section, and I will make sure to reach out to you and connect you with some details. But again, big shout out to Kristen Schlingman. Kristen, thank you for introducing us to Mr. Bob's Under the Bridge, and we will continue to. One other thing as it relates to Mr. Bob's Under the Bridge. Big shout out to Coco out in Lake Country who connected us with a contact of hers at Quad Graphics, who donated multiple pallets of shampoo and body wash to Mr. Bob's Under the Bridge as well. So I continue to be amazed by the KW community and the KW culture that you guys have cultivated and have given back to both of these organizations. And thank you for everything you do to renew, to energize, and to donate last week for May 13th. And it's something that we'll continue to look forward to doing and bringing people back together as we move forward here into the summer. Cool. All right. So unfortunately, Lindsay has a conflict, but that's all good. Tech Tuesdays. One of the things she wanted me to remind you, and I'm going to take it on. One of the things I want to remind this group on for Tech Tuesdays is how to use your business page to its full advantage, right? And know that you can connect command to your business page to create leverage. Or what I've been saying, my theme is automate, 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 right? And so you can set up your automated posts through your Facebook business page, all managed through quick posts available in command, right? Leverage the command system to create leverage within your life in order to help you create balance. You can often set these posts to schedule through business page posts through by week. You can set it by month. You can set it for a specific day. Again, set it all up and forget it, right? To have that drip campaign going to your social media. So Lindsay's going to be focused on that this week with her tech trainings. And as a reminder, there is a new Command 66-day challenge with Marty Miller that she wanted me to remind the group as well. So if you want to connect with Lindsay around setting up your Facebook business page to automate your lead generation and your drip campaign through your social media. She'll be available today in North Shore at 1 p.m. She'll be in Lake Country on Thursday at 11 a.m. And she is always available to you to set up one-on-one time at your convenience. So don't hesitate to reach out to Lindsay. So on the concept of leverage and on the concept of automation, I'm going to introduce to you guys someone that many of you know and many of you may not, is Renee Farrar. And Renee Farrar, welcome to the group. Tell us a little bit about transaction management and how you can help them automate their processes and systems by creating leverage within their business. Renee? Renee may be muted.
Sorry. We like to say there's the 3 P's of real estate: the people, the property, and the paperwork. You focus on what you do best, the people and the property, and let us do what we do best, the paperwork. So we offer a contract to close service where we initiate the opportunity, we add all of the documents, we review for compliance, add additional documents as we go through the process, handle inspections, appraisals, invoices, lien waivers, and warranties. And then we manage and communicate dates and deadlines as we go through the process. We offer a listing launch service, and that's where we curate the listing. We handle the showing time, order the title, request prior title docs to give to the title company. And then we also offer a new service, command only, which is where we load all the documents, create the commission page, and submit the opportunity for compliance. What do these services cost? It's $125 for command only, $295 for contract to close, accepted listing or buyer side, and then $495 for the listing launch. And that does include the contract to close. A lot of people ask that question. It is included in that service. Some questions that people do ask: how does Focus Title get paid? We invoice the brokerage directly. It is taken right out on the commission page, so you don't miss it. We always recommend that you ask for additional $295 buyer agency or an additional commission on your listing contract, and that way it pays for our services and you never miss it. If the transaction is canceled, you do not pay. We put the listings right back active, and we do it all over again. I've gone as many as 6 times on a listing, and they only paid once. We have 1 transaction coordinator per agent. So you have 1 transaction coordinator assigned to you at the beginning, and that doesn't change. So we have a team of 6 people, and Leah was just recently licensed, so she'll be joining our team as a TC. So we're very excited about that. How do you get started? Give me a call, and let us be your sanity saver.
Beautiful. Renee, thanks for jumping on. Guys, here's one of the things I know. The reason why people reach their ceiling and they have an inability to get past their ceiling is they have a problem giving up control within their transaction. And if you want to create leverage within your life, or you want to create leverage within your business in order to give you more time to spend with your family, or to give you more time spent in business development or lead generation, transaction management is your answer, right? These guys are managing an incredible amount of files for some very successful people already within our office. And I've oftentimes get asked, oh my gosh, I'm bogged down with the paperwork. I get bogged down with this, that, and the other. And I thought it was a perfect opportunity to have Renee just quickly jump on to give you guys an update as to what exactly is transaction management and how can they help you. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Renee. Her contact information is down here below. Whether you are an individual agent, whether you're on a team, whether you're or you run a team and you just need a little bit of help and support, these guys are able to help manage it all. So please don't hesitate to reach out and set up a consultation with Renee as it relates to transaction management and helping you create leverage within your business. All right, we're going to keep rolling and rocking and rolling. And I got a question for you guys, right? Today is May 18th. It means, let's see, on Friday is May 21st. Okay. And I want you to keep that into perspective. And let me ask you a question. What is the most profitable business model that you could possibly run? What is the most profitable business model that you could run? Okay. The answer to that is pretty simple. It's one of repeat and referral, right? Repeat and referral. Why? Because it doesn't cost you anything to acquire the business. But what you've invested in your reputation and what you've invested in your brand is what allows you to earn the opportunity of repeat and referral, which is the most profitable business model within the residential real estate space. Now, if you have repeat and referrals, right? Oops, sorry, one sec. If you have repeat and referrals, you're doing it because you're vested with relationships, right? And so here, I want to ask you another question, right? Another line of questioning here to get you to think, right? Because leadership's job is to get you to think. It's to plant seeds to get them to sprout. And so my job is to challenge you to think bigger and think in different ways. What was your first job, right? For me, mine was a caddy. I caddied for 6 years. I caddied and made almost nothing when I look back on it, but it was a good learning base, right? How old were you? For me, I was 14 years old. I was in 6th grade, right? Now, Social Security, let me ask you another question. How long do you think you've paid in? Do you expect a return and will it grow? And let me ask you a real blunt question. Do you expect it to be there in order for you to retire, right? Do you expect Social Security to not only grow, do you expect it to actually be there when you retire? Now, consider this, retirement and passive income, okay? Now, if you were to put into money into a savings account, and on average right now, and 1% is probably even aggressive, but if you were to get a 1% return in a savings account, you'd have to have invested $2.5 million to make $25,000 a year on a 1% return. You'd have to invest $1 million a year to make $10,000, or you'd have to invest $200,000 to make $2,000. Right? Savings account, there's almost no return on having money sitting in the bank as a savings account. Now, let me ask you this. The S&P since inception, the average rate of return has been 10%. Okay? So if you have 250K in the S&P 500, you would make $25,000 a year on a 10% annual return, right? If you had 100K, you'd make $10,000. If you had 20K, you'd make $2,000, right? My point being is you have to have a lot of capital invested to make any sort of return in either of these portfolios, right? Whether it's a savings account or the S&P 500. Now I want you to consider this. If you don't have the monetary capital, and how do you create passive income? You invest in human capital. Invest in human capital, right? Through relationships. And you do it through KW Profit Share, guys. It is an incredibly powerful tool. And the reason why I bring this up this week on May 18th is the profit share deposits are about to be made on Friday, the 21st, is get this, across Milwaukee, since our inception in 2015, you can see the annual growth rate. And last year we contributed $885,000 in the form of profit share. And guess what the best part of it was? Nobody invested a dime up front in order to see that return. They invested in relationships, right? You can see the annual growth percentage change year over year over year over year over year. And you continue to see that number grow and develop. And again, there was no capital upfront invested. People invested their time, talent to invest in relationships with others. And so when you see this, oftentimes I get, well, what's the value of a profit share, right? What does this actually mean to me, right? And if you were attracted a great person who did $3 million in business, the return is pretty straightforward. It's $2,800 a year annually. If you attract someone who does about $1.5 million a year, it's worth $1,400. And if you join someone who jumps on somebody's team, it's worth about $1,000 a year, right? So if you want to make $10,000 in passive income, and you don't want to have the capital up front, and you can't, you don't want to wait for the 10% return on the S&P 500. Well, gosh, I mean, all you had to do is invest your time to attract great talent. And that's how you build an incredibly powerful profit share model, right? And the reason why I bring this up is, do you have your passive income goals? Have you achieved, can you and will you achieve it via profit share if you invest in relationships, right? And again, I go back to, there is an incredibly powerful tool for you today to understand how to leverage profit share at the highest level. And today from 2 to 4 p.m. via Zoom, we have Aaron Kaufman, who he himself called, he's the self-proclaimed Jewish Jordan. But it's all about getting purposeful with KW profit share. And we're very, very fortunate across the Milwaukee area to have an unbelievably profitable market centers that give back to our associates in a major, major way. And Aaron, from today, from 2 to 4 p.m. via Zoom, and we will make sure to send the link out, is going to be pouring into our associates across Milwaukee to help you understand how to be purposeful and intentional to take your unfair share of profit share. And we've talked about it a lot, guys. There are people in our organization who make north of $50,000 a year in profit share. There are many people in our organization that make north of $20,000 a year, and they actually are paid through profit share more than what they contribute to their cap. We've talked about the 100% club, right? It's an incredible opportunity for you this afternoon to connect with Aaron Kaufman, to learn more about profit share and get purposeful and intentional around how to help you build passive income and passive wealth for you and your family. All right, now jumping into something else. Here's what I know, right? In terms of leadership, a clear vision is attractive to talent, right? A clear vision is attractive to talent. And we've had a few updates for you guys that I realize that it's on me for not sharing more of this information. But what I wanted to do this morning was to give you guys a quick brief update around where KW Milwaukee is headed. What's the vision? Who are the people, and what's the opportunity update available to many people as we're looking for talent. We are looking for talent. So what's the vision, right? And when I go back to our mission, vision, values, it goes back to the vision. It's to be the real estate company of choice for agents and their customers. That's simply put, our job is to serve you at the highest level, right? KW's job is to serve you and your businesses at the highest level so that you can serve your clients at the highest level. And with that, the reason why I tie this back to our vision statement is what you'll see in how we plan to invest in KW moving forward across Southeastern Wisconsin is to pour into you guys, into your businesses, to ensure that we are serving you at the highest level, where you need to transact and where you will transact business. So let's take a look. When you look here across Southeastern Wisconsin, guys, and this is a total, I'm giving you the blueprint as to what we're up to and where we're headed, so that it's totally transparent and totally clear, and you have an understanding of what all is going on in the background in the event that you have questions. And I'm totally open book. When you look here at traffic patterns, and the reason why we call our offices market centers is because we want to be in the middle of the market, right? We don't believe that you need to have a flag planted in every single community. We just need to be in the middle of the market. So let's look at the traffic patterns, right? Here you have the 4394 north-south corridor, right? The north-south corridor. Then if you look here, you head into the west, you got the 94 west corridor heading to Madison. Down to the south, you got the 43 southwest corridor heading down to Lake Geneva, New Berlin, Mugwanago, Muskego, right? And up there, you have the 41 corridor heading up to the northwest portion of the state, heading up to Richfield, Slinger, and West Bend. Then when you look at it here, you have essentially the interchanges and the interchanges that make it all work. And then here, you have the Highway 45 going north, and you have Highway 16 heading into Lake Country. And when you look here across traffic patterns, it really helps you understand why and how we're intentional in terms of our continued expansion and growth plans. So let me place this on a map for you, right? 7 years ago, we were very fortunate to start up our location in the North Shore, and quite frankly, it was the original vision was one office with 50 people, and that was about it. And the total zip codes within the North Shore, there were 3. It does 5,200 transactions for about 1.65 billion. That's across the total geography. Then we had a group who came to us and said, hey, great, what about the Southwest area? So there's 7 zip codes down there. It's 7,100 transactions for 1.7 billion, right? And we opened up a market center down in the Southwest. Then boom, then Bruce and Karen and a couple other people came to us and said, hey, what about Lake Country? And then boom, we created expansion plans into the Lake Country market. And the Lake Country market, as it stands today, serves 6 zip codes. There's 7,000 transactions for 2.5 billion in residential real estate. And we continued to expand from there, right? Which led us to, Paul and his incredible efforts in helping us open up innovation to serve the Wauwatosa, Elm Grove, and Brookfield communities, which is 6 zip codes, 9,400 for 2.35 billion. Right. And then we continued to expand, and Prestige is now opening up with an official market center servicing 12 zip codes with 6,000 transactions for 1.6 billion in total closed residential sales. And the reason why I bring this to you guys is to be totally transparent as the way the market looks. And if you see here, our goal is to put market centers in the middle of the transaction so that you guys have an opportunity to meet clients, to transact real estate in a place that is very conveniently located, that is digitally based and physically enhanced. And I will repeat that. Our goal is to provide a platform for you that is digitally based and physically enhanced to serve your clients in Southeastern Wisconsin. And oftentimes I get many questions, guys. What about to the north? What about to the south? What about all these other areas? And there's total opportunity up there that we're always kicking the tires on, and that we're always exploring, right? In the North Metro area, it's 7 zip codes, just under $1 billion in closed residential real estate per year. But and the reason why it's green is it's something that we're kicking the tires on, but nothing that we're exploring first, because we think we have a lot of run room and things that we're focused on to help making and ensuring that we're serving you at the highest possible way. Same thing with the Southeast Metro area. When you look at the Southeast Metro area, it's 7,400 transactions, 1.5 billion in residential real estate. But same thing. Our focus of the moment is on you and ensuring that we are providing you a digitally based platform with a physically enhanced spaces that are centrally located throughout the market. And so I provide this commentary to you. I realized it's been about a year since I'd really shared this with you. And I understand that it's our job to provide you the transparency to it and what we're up to, where we're expanding, what our strategy is, and what it looks like. And if you have any questions, please, please, please don't hesitate to reach out because we're very, very forthright in it. But our goal is to serve you. And that is the most important thing that we're focused on. Now, next up, we have some extremely exciting news, and we've taken a lot of feedback. We kicked a lot of tires, and this is specifically as it relates to the North Shore office space. But we have recently acquired the building at 205 to 215 East Silver Spring Drive, and we plan to completely renovate the space. We have received many, many questions over the years of when is Float Life? When are we taking over Float Life? When are we taking over Float Life? And so what I plan to share with you today is a very brief overview as to what the space is and what the space looks like moving forward. And I want to call out a couple key themes here. So what you'll notice is this is a blueprint overlay. Here is to the east, so the Lake Michigan is over here. Over here is to the east. Over here is to the west, which would be BMO Harris Bank. To the top of the screen is the parking lot and the alley. In the bottom of the screen is Silver Spring Drive. A couple of things I want to point out. The entrances are in the back and in the front of the building are going to remain the same. We're going to add enhanced security features, including fob access. So no more wondering what the code is to all these different spaces, and it will be fobbed like the rest of the building. Another one of our main priorities is making sure that the space is uniform and consistent, and there's no more annex. The annex essentially time frame will go away, or the terminology will go away. So what you see here and what I highlighted is the front entrance and where people will enter. Right now, as it stands today, you enter and you can either go left or right. And if you go left, it's the Float Life space. If you go right, it's into the KW space. But what I wanted to highlight here is we are actually going to be removing walls and making this one uniform space. So the red lines you see here right now are traffic patterns as it relates to how you can get to the front of the space or the back of the space cohesively. This is what we'll be working on through summer and fall. But you can see here, the object of what we plan to achieve is to make one cohesive space for our associates to transact real estate in an incredible environment, and something that you would be proud to bring your clients into and to have closings and to have meetings. Next up, what I wanted to point out is as your clients or yourself enter the space, we will actually have the seating area and waiting area over here to the left in the Float Life space, and the reception will actually be shifted from where Sydney sits today over here to right away up front, so that she is able to greet your ladies and gentlemen as they come in for their closings, or to meet any of your guests your mortgage lenders, any of your vendors, right away up front. And this will be a glass enclosed vestibule so that we can see whenever anybody walks in, we know who they are. Behind Sydney's space, we're going to be adding what we would consider to be kind of a boardroom conference room, again, for closings, for client meetings, for team meetings, whatever it may be. And all of our conferences rooms will be updated with big TVs, with your ability to stream to the TV to host client meetings. And what that will be is directly behind reception. But then we're also going to have the conference room, which is currently in the annex, will be conference room number 2. And then where Sydney's desk is right now will be conference room number 3. And so we're going to be taking down the pillars, moving her desk, and we'll be adding a conference room. So 2 of the conference rooms will be right up front in the front windows. And everything will be equipped with the latest technology to have conference calls, to have TVs, and everything of the like. A few other updates just to give you guys. In the back of the Float Life space, what we plan to do is we plan to add 2 offices and another bathroom, as well as some open library tables as well for more spaces for agents who continue to want to work transiently. We'll have the ability to do so. Over in the annex space, the current annex space right now that just has a circular glass table, we plan to add a handful of phone booths. So, and for those of you who have had the opportunity to see them, and many big corporations have them now, but it's a great individual phone booth area where it's a very, very private, confidential setting for you to take phone calls, conference calls, Zoom meetings, whatever it may be. And there will be a handful of phone booths for people to utilize within the space when they walk in. Next, the last kind of update is the current 2-door red conference room will be converted to an office space. So our 3 main conference rooms will be right up front for front desk and director of first impressions to be able to help air traffic control client meetings, closings, and those sorts of things. And then we'll be converting this to an office space. Very, very preliminary information. But again, the goal of all of this was to peel back the onion, to share everything that's going on within our world, to show you how we're reinvesting in the business, reinvesting in the space, how we want to continue to be digitally based in a physically enhanced space. And for those of you who have had the opportunity to go to Lake Country, it is actually the same general contractor that did the unbelievable space in Lake Country will be doing the general contracting work here in Whitefish Bay. And again, this is very preliminary as we begin to submit our architectural plans to state commercial zoning and to the village board for permits and such. But I wanted to provide this because our goal is to make this office, we have an unbelievable office in Lake Country. We have an incredibly awesome space on innovation. And our goal is to update the space on Silver Spring to serve the downtown to North Shore communities with one of the coolest, most vibrant, natural light driven spaces that you guys would be proud to be in and proud to bring your clients to. And so know that this is something that we are working on in the background to hopefully begin construction here this summer. And as we have more timelines of events and various things like that, we will make sure that we share the pertinent information with this group. Cool. Another update for you is people and opportunities, right, guys? And I've shared this before, but this is our current org chart and how we serve all of you and your businesses across all of our locations in southeastern Wisconsin, between North Shore, Lake Country, and innovation. And there's 2 things. We have 2 people updates. Well, 3 people updates for you. One is I'm super stoked. Mandy Cotty, who has been on maternity leave, will be returning back into the office beginning Monday, June 7th. We are extremely excited to welcome her back in as she has been able to enjoy 12 weeks off with her little one, and it has been an unbelievable opportunity for her and her family. 2, I am currently and actively seeking another person to work alongside Mandy, Diana, and myself to serve in KW Innovation, to serve the Wauwatosa, Elm Grove, and Brookfield communities, to partner with Paul and I as we continue to expand and grow the KW brand across Wauwatosa, Elm Grove, and Brookfield. So if you know of anybody with who would be interested in this opportunity, if you are interested in this opportunity, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself directly. Or if you know someone who may not even be in the industry, guys. Like I came from outside outside of residential real estate. I knew nothing about it, but I was in strategy and consulting, and I was able to understand exactly how to apply the business acumen to residential real estate. And we're looking for someone who wants to be a servant leader, right? Who wants to serve you guys to making sure that we're providing everything that you need to serve your businesses. And so, and finally with that, so if you know of anybody who would be interested in that opportunity, it's an incredible opportunity in the KW world. They talk about, it's essentially like getting an MBA. If you're interested in that opportunity, or you know someone, we would love to be in contact or create an introduction for us. It is a very important role for us as we continue to expand to serve your businesses. And then lastly, we have one other people update for you as it relates to Lake Country, and I'm going to flip it over to Deej.
Thanks, Charlie. You guys, I wanted to share, we talk about Keller Williams as the place where you come to grow your business, and the purpose of business is to fund the life that you design, right? Business objective, life by design. And I have a real life success story here in our KW Lake Country office. We had the benefit of Julia Ola from June 15th on. She graduated in the middle of pandemic with a teacher degree and wasn't sure what to do next, so she came here. And I know that she has touched many lives as she's helped us build our business and each of our Lake Country agents build their business. And while she was doing that, she looked around at what kind of life she wanted to lead. And I'm super stoked for her. She has taken the opportunity to invest further in her KW career, and she found a market center. This will come as no surprise. It's down in Nashville. She's going to KW Murfreesboro. It's a market center of about 250 people. So scaling up here for this one. She will be the director of she's the agent experiences manager. So it's director of agent services for a bunch of people down in Tennessee. So Julia, I wish you all of the best, and thank you for the way that you have served with your heart and your head and your diligence here in Lake Country. I know we will get regular updates from you. She will be with us for one more week and a day. Her last day with us is next Wednesday. So make sure you stop in and congratulate her on her big win, and may she inspire all of us to live the life that we design as we move forward in this KW experience. So thanks, Jules.
Cool. So guys, with that, we are looking to backfill Julia's role out in the Lake Country office for an agent services and agent experiences coordinator. Whether you're interested or whether you know someone who may be a perfect fit to serve others, that is really the ultimate. The person we're looking for is incredibly positive, incredibly energetic. Just think of Julia Ola 2.0, like, who can help us cultivate, curate that unbelievable community. And please reach out to Diana as we are actively seeking to backfill this role. And Julia, we thank you for everything that you've done for the Lake Country crew. And we wish you an unbelievable success as you continue on your path and journey and leadership down in Nashville with KW down there. Cool.
Thank you.
For sure. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up with a handful of things. So upcoming trainings and events. Reminder today, May 18th on Tuesday at 12 p.m. at noon. Corey Lamont, who is a phenomenal attorney with the Wisconsin or the WRA, is creative offers in a hot market. How should I write that? Corey Lamont will be will have this Zoom available to you today at noon. We will have this live cast streamed in all three training centers from Lake Country to North Shore to Innovation. So if you want to come into the offices to view this with a handful of other people who I know will also be here, you are welcome to do so. Right after that, reminder, we talked a little bit about profit share today, and the big profit share of over $300,000 is going to be deposited later this week. If you want to learn about how to get intentional and purposeful with profit share, today from 2 to 4 with Aaron Kaufman, the Jewish Jordan. He is an incredibly powerful speaker around how to best take advantage of the profit share opportunity through passive income. So that is later today as well. We will make sure to send all these links out to you. And then finally, the May training calendar update, few things for you guys. May Maureen and Friends invite only is this week, Friday at 10 a.m. And then next week in the North Shore, we'll have Pedro's food truck here from 11 to 1 to welcome everybody back into the offices But come check out Pedro's food truck. We will have Pedro's back at Innovation and Lake Country in early June, once the construction outside those offices was complete. And then yesterday, Gail Zeman, big shout out to Gail, hosted our first Agent to Agent series, which she will be doing every single Monday from 10 to 12. Come in off a hot weekend, come in after having some great success, the highs of the highs or the lows of the lows. Come sit down with Gail over at Innovation. She'll help talk you through all your challenges, trials, tribulations, successes, and continue to help you build your business. Gail will be pouring into any agent, whether you're newly licensed, experienced, seasoned, every Monday from 10 to 12 over at KW Innovation. All right, guys, we're wrapping it up with some market insights, and it's been a few weeks since I've shared the weekly updates for you on a weekly by weekly basis across the 5-county metro area. So what does it look like? Here is what we got going on. When we look across showing time and we look across a macro level in North America, you can see that buyer showing activity on current listings is just slightly outpacing where it was in 2019. Still drastically significant improvement over 2020, obviously, as we were hurdling some of the stay-at-home orders over last year, but you can see here in North America. Now, what I did is I compared it to the state of Illinois, right? And our neighbors to our south, very similar story to North America, where it's just slightly higher than 2019, as they've been for the last several weeks, still improved over 2020. Now let's take a look at Minnesota. Minnesota is actually almost on par, maybe slightly behind where they were in 2019. Why do I share this with you? Because we are in a very, very blessed market here in southeastern Wisconsin. And when you look at cross showing time activity in the state of Wisconsin, it is significantly higher than what it was in 2019 and what it was in 2020. We've been very fortunate with a very, very healthy market, very, very healthy demand across southeastern Wisconsin. And you can see here versus our peers, right, of Illinois and Minnesota. Illinois and Minnesota are pretty much on par with where they were in 2019. And where you compare Wisconsin 2019 to Wisconsin in 21, there is a significant gap, as 2019 is this lighter blue line. We'll continue to monitor this as we continue to monitor demand in the marketplace moving forward. Now, when we look at sales absorption is the percentage of inventory that goes under contract. It's the truest indication of demand. It's a great indicator. It's a leading metric as to what will be coming down the pipeline as it relates to closings. The best part is last week we had the highest mark in 2021. It's 17.2% of the inventory went under contract last week. So as you continue to look at this, from the beginning of 21 all the way to where we are today, we are really continuing to build up demand and move through inventory. Again, it's a leading metric for future closings. Now, units under contract. Great news here. Last week, we hit the highest mark in all of 2021 with 676 units that went under contract. Again, continuing the theme of the market continues to build as we head into the summer months. Ooh, sorry, I got a little frog in my throat. When you look at the last 6 weeks average, we've averaged 626 units a week that went under contract. Solid stuff. Ooh, my apologies. Ooh, sorry guys. And now new inventory units, the thing that we're most paying attention to. Why? Because we continue to see inventory remain historically low levels. Last week, 678 units that went under contract. Woo. 6 weeks in a row, we've had over 600 new units, which is very positive for the industry. Net, when you look at it, of the units that went under contract versus the new inventory that came to the market, we're positive over the last 6 weeks of almost plus 500 units. Very, very positive as it relates to total inventory situation. Positive momentum. Now, when you look here across total inventory, we bottomed out about 7 weeks ago. We continue to see small and incremental gains, but again, positive momentum. So we are still heading into what I call the belly of the beast. The market continues to improve and to pick up. June and July look to be very, very solid. And it's our goal is, my apologies. Our goal is to help you take advantage of the opportunities. So guys, that's it. Our goal today was to give you transparency, to give you an understanding of opportunities that are available within the KW world, to help you understand where we are and where we're headed, how we plan to reinvest in our businesses to serve you, to give you an update. And I understand that a clear vision is attractive to talent. And that is always our job, is to be 100% transparent with our partners and our associates. Any questions you have, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself, Maureen, Diana, Mandy, anybody on our leadership teams, as we want to be the best partners for you. Lake Country crew, I'll let you jump over to the Lake Country meetup. North Shore and Innovation crew, I will switch over to new listings and buyer needs. Guys, have a great week. Thanks for putting up with my scratchy throat.